is going to go first. Now drivers, if you are shifting manually, we do encourage that. You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you are in manual mode, the paddle shifters on the steering wheel. The one on the right behind the steering wheel is to go up a gear, one on the left is to go down a gear. Both, while speeding up and slowing down, you actively have to downshift or upshift. Alright, everyone start rolling with me here. I'll roll slow to start just to make sure everyone's moving. Perfect. So drivers, whenever we're in these long trains of cars, you always want to stay somewhat close together, and there's a couple reasons why. If we're on the way to an exercise, you don't want to fall behind and get separated. When we're actually driving around an exercise and through it, you want to make sure that you're somewhat close together, that way you're getting the same information at relatively the same time. Now as we get out on the track, this is part of the track that we're going to run. We're going to go all the way around it to get back to the start line. On our way there, I'm going to point out a few different things for you. We will have a long straightaway here. I know it's slightly curved, but this is considered a straightaway. And then on every corner, you're going to see blue cones and yellow cones. Pretty much 99% of the corners have 3 colored cones. There's a blue at the beginning, there's a yellow in the middle, and a blue at the end of the corner. Reed probably mentioned them a little bit in the classroom. They are your guide for the perfect driving line. So you want to try to get within inches of every one of those cones. Now we are realistic. I'd say if you can get within a foot of those cones, that's awesome. That is great. So we'll have these 3 corners that we're going through now, a little corner combination. And then we're going to have another long straightaway on the other side here. Straightaway down here, we're going to open up these cars, feel the varying horsepower under the hoods. And then drivers, you're going to notice some more cones. They're on the right side of the road. They're orange cones. Anytime you see orange cones and you pass by them, orange cones represent high speed down to low speed areas. To keep it simple, that just means heavy brake zones. Now drivers, I'm going to pull up to a couple green cones here and I'm going to come to a stop. So where we are currently sitting, this is going to be our staging area for the exercise. In the staging area, whoever is up front at any given time, you're always pulling up to the green cones that I stopped at here, and you're also coming to a stop. Then I will call you down individually by name over the radio, and then you'll take off. Okay, you'll leave from the green cones pretty quickly, trying to get up to speed as quickly as you can. Now with that being said, drivers, I do want to point out one thing about these cars. When you accelerate, these cars have well over 700 horsepower. So if you just mash the gas pedal with all your might, you're going to spin the tires, you're going to lose grip, and you're going to go nowhere fast. So I'm not saying you have to just drive it like you're driving out of a parking lot, but roll onto the throttle quickly, just don't smash the throttle. Now let's go ahead and learn this track. So follow me. Let's stay close together. Let's imagine that we are getting up to speed. So I'm taking up speed, increasing throttle, and drivers, you might notice that I'm bringing the car out to the right side of the road. You probably can't see this cone because I'm currently blocking it, but just to my right, there is a tall blue cone. Now this tall blue cone, it is a reference for us on this track, and I'm going to be honest, this morning it doesn't really mean much. With that being said, this afternoon, this cone's going to mean a whole lot. So let's practice on getting all the way out to the right side of the road, and once we are pointed straight, remember I said this is technically a straightaway, so it's full throttle, 100% on the gas pedal. We're picking up speed, and then we start to approach our brake zone. And drivers, there's going to be orange cones down here as well. They always go 3, 2, 1 on this part of the track. Right when your front bumper gets to the 3 orange cones, drivers, we're lifting off the gas quickly and slamming the brake. 10 out of 10, hard, heavy brake pressure. Holding that hard, heavy brake pressure as well. These cars get up to speed very, very quickly, and you're trying to get rid of that speed as quickly as you can. So keep holding that 10 out of 10 brakes until you start to get towards the end of the brake zone. Once you start to get towards the end of the brake zone, drivers, well, we start having to think about the corner. Now, for the corner coming up, we want to have a smooth release off the brake pedal. No matter what brake zone you're in, you always want to leave a little bit of room at the end of the brake zone for a smooth release off the brake. By the time you get to the first blue cone, which is called the turn-in cone, drivers, you should be off the brake pedal and beginning your turning. Now you should be looking out the driver's side window for this corner. We're going to try to focus on a late apex. And I know Reed talked about some of the benefits of a late apex in the classroom. Well, in this corner specifically, we can see those benefits. So drivers, I have performed a late apex, and my car is pointed pretty much at the next corner. Now, if you look at the road ahead of us, it's slightly curved. Well, I have created a small straightaway, so I can get on power aggressively and get up to speed quickly. Now, if you perform a early apex or a early turn-in, instead of pointing towards the corner, you start pointing towards the grass over here to the right. Now, pointing at the grass isn't a bad thing as long as you don't go in the grass. Ultimately, if you're pointed at the grass, you can't get on the throttle, right? You gotta wait to get on power, let the car turn, and then go in the direction you want. So the late apex, I'm positioning of the car at the apex. So let's say we did the perfect late apex. We have now created as straight of a line as we can. It's not perfectly straight, but it's close enough. So we feed in that power. This is a short straightaway, drivers. I'm going to be honest, you're not really getting to full throttle because this next corner comes up so quickly. This next corner, some instructors like to call it the elbow. For the elbow, you do have to brake before every turn. That's just a given. But for the elbow, you only have to brake at about a 50 to maybe 70% brake pressure. Just make sure you do that braking before you turn. We're applying the brakes to try to put some of the weight on the front tires before we turn through the corner. As we exit the corner, getting past the yellow cone, we squeeze back into the power, bringing the car out to the right side of the road. Drivers, we have another short straightaway. It is much shorter than the last one we just went down. So, yes, you're getting on power, but you're not at full throttle. This third corner here is the most important corner on the track. If you ask me why, well, it's the only corner that leads onto the straightaway. And if you want to go fast, you want to make sure you do this corner properly. To do this corner properly, it starts with the braking. It's a 50% brake pressure, almost up to an 80% brake pressure at times. So medium to heavy brake pressure. Do all of that braking before you start steering. From the time that you start to steer, all the way to this yellow apex cone that I'm going to stop next to, we're not really accelerating yet, drivers. The reason I say that is because 2 reasons. If you accelerate too early in a corner, you lose grip to the front tires. You understeer. Well, if that happens, losing grip to the front tires means you have less ability to steer, which is not great if you're in a corner. If you can't steer as much as you thought you could, that leads to issues, and that's reason number 2. I'm going to be honest, drivers. There is a guardrail on the right side of the road up here. Guardrails don't move. So, don't accelerate too early. Okay, let that car rotate, point in the direction you want to go, and then squeeze on the power. If you're patient on the gas pedal and you're smooth on the gas pedal, you're going to get a really good exit coming out of the corner. You'll naturally let the car go to the right side of the road, and then, hey, once you're pointed straight, it's full throttle. It's giving it the beans, hauling the mail, sending it, whatever you want to call it. We are picking up the speed. We do have 3 orange cones over here again, drivers. That is technically the brake point, and it is 10 out of 10 on the brakes for this corner. But I do want to preface this corner. This is the entry to pit road, or to the staging area. So we don't really want to fly through this corner. So maybe we brake a little bit before the 3 orange cones, get the car slowed down a little extra, because all the other cars are going to be parked right over here. Alright, drivers, that's the track. I know that was a slow lap, but very detailed. Let's do a flowing lap here. Let's get a little rhythm going. So everyone's going to follow me. We'll pick up the speed a little bit. Nothing crazy here to start. Follow me. Bring the car out to the right side of the road. We'll start braking at the 3s. Still, your hardest brake pressure is always first. Finish your braking before you steer. Look through the driver's side window. Squeeze on the power when you exit. Brush the brake before the elbow. A little bit of power on the short straights, drivers. Braking before the 3rd corner as well. Turn your head, look down the straightaway. Squeeze on power, and we'll brake before the 3 orange cones. So drivers, that's just to show that there is a pretty good rhythm going through there if you get it right. Now, I do want to show you a couple demonstrations, so everyone's going to follow me, but let's stay to the left. So we are going to be parking down here on the left side. Just make sure you have enough room to maybe see the orange cones on the right, and you can see a couple of the corners over to the left as well. You can click the letter P on the center console to put it in park. Drivers, I'm going to head back to the green cones real quick. So to start out your exercise, we are going to learn about ABS braking, or the anti-lock braking system. And we're going to learn how to get to it, how to use it properly. So your first 2 runs are going to be getting up to speed, and then you're going to slam the brakes before the corner, and you're going to come to a complete stop as quickly as you can. So that is what this first demonstration is going to be. So I'm going to make my way back to the green cones, and just like I said, you'll come to a stop at the green cones, you'll get called down, so I'm calling myself down. I'm on power. All the way to the 3s, big brakes, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. And there we go, drivers. That was max brake pressure the entire time, and this is how close I got to the corner. So about 15 feet in front of me is my turning cone. And that's okay. That leaves me a little bit of room at the end to modulate the brake pressure if I was trying to carry speed through the corner. Ultimately, that is just getting you used to slamming the brake. Now, after your second run, as long as everyone's feeling good with the brake pedal, we'll move on to carrying speed through the corner. Specifically, all 3 corners over here. So my next demonstration is going to be what most of your session is going to look like. So this time, as I go down towards the first corner, I'm still braking at the 3 orange cones. But instead of coming to a full stop, I'm going to modulate the brake pedal at the end, smooth release off, carry speed through the corners, and I'll talk my way through it. Drivers, try to watch the weight transfer of the vehicle. You'll notice that everything looks decently smooth through all of the corners except the initial brake pressure. That's where the aggressive weight transfer happens. Alright, I'm coming down. All the way out to the right. 10 out of 10 on the brakes. Smooth release. Look left. Patience on the power. Squeeze on the gas. Rush the brake. Patience on power. A little bit of power. Medium to heavy brakes. Patience. Be smooth. Squeeze on the gas pedal. And then braking early for this next corner. So like I said, drivers, that's a little of what your laps are going to look like at the end. But mainly it's just to show that, hey, be smooth on the gas pedal, the steering, even releasing the brake. The only thing that should be aggressive is the initial punch on the brake pedal. Alright, Rick, if you're ready, go ahead and start following me. Everyone can follow Rick as well. I'm going to lead you back to the green cones. As drivers, that's enough of me driving. It is time for you to drive as well. Now, as we head back, if I could only give you one piece of advice, besides brake hard, because physics is undefeated, you just have to brake hard. The one piece of advice I can give you is having good vision. If you ask any one of us instructors where we look through these three corners, and most corners on the track, we'll tell you we're looking out the side windows. So for us, we're looking out the driver's side window for all three of those corners. Wherever you look is where you go. It's very important, and it's very important to try to learn that as well. Alright, I'm going to go through the green cones. Rick, if you could, can you hold the group at the green cones for me? I'm going to go get parked real quick. Alright, drivers, I'm going to try to cover the microphone as much as I can. It's very windy. If at any point the wind really starts to cut my voice out, when you come by down here, you can always give me a honk or so. I'll notice that, and I'll know exactly what you're trying to tell me. Your first two runs, just slamming the brakes at the three orange cones, coming to a full, complete stop. So, Rick, come on down. Squeeze on the power. More. Big power, and big brakes. Hard. Awesome job, Rick. That was fantastic. Head on back for me. Just do like 35 miles an hour. Work on the vision on the way back. Corbin, come on down. Big power. Hit the brakes harder. Hit them harder. That was like a 60% on the brakes, Corbin. I know you can hit those brakes harder. Slam that brake pedal, brother. I'll make you a deal. If you break off that brake pedal, I'll give you the car. You can take it home. Okay, you gotta break off the brake pedal though. Alright, head on back for me, Corbin. Oh shit, come on down. Big power. Big brakes. Hold it. Fantastic. Big thumbs up. Well done. Head on back. Work on the vision. Eleanor, come on down. Big power. Big brake. Slam it. Awesome job. Big thumbs up. Eleanor, well done. Head on back. Work on the vision. Drivers, we're going to do that one more time. Now, on this next one, I got to be honest with you. On that lead around, everything I said was true, except the brake one. The three orange cones is sometimes a little too early for this corner. So this next time you come down, you're going to brake one car length after the three orange cones. Nothing more than that. These M5s get up to speed very quickly, so just brake a tad bit later, like 10 extra feet, 12 extra feet after the pretty orange comes. Rick, come on down. There we go. So that's kind of the limit right there, right? So head on back, Rick. Well done. Now the good thing is we can find that sweet spot in between to allow us to modulate brake pressure. Corbin, come on down. Brake power. Big brakes. Hold it harder. Come on. That's still about 80% brake pressure there. Remember, if you break off that brake pedal, you go home with that brand new car. Okay? Courtesy of Reed. So head on back there, Corbin. I know you can brake harder though. Akshay, come on down. Big brakes. Hold it. Fantastic. Well done. Eleanor, come on down. Big brake. Awesome. So there it is. That's pretty much the limit. Now we can find that sweet spot in between so we can have that smooth release of the brake pedal. Well done, Eleanor. Alright, drivers, for the rest of the day, we're stopping at the corners. Okay, that's done and over with. I'm going to coach you through your first lap as you go around, but we're guaranteed through all three corners. Don't try to set the lap record on the first lap. It never goes well. So build up to it. Rick, come on down. Look left. You can accelerate more here. Squeeze on the power. Brakes, look left. Look all the way towards the end. Squeeze on the power. Get after it, Corbin. Big power. Very nice. So, Corbin, the line looked great. I like that you're building up to that. With the speed, we can just increase speed on those short straightaways, and initially leaving the green cones, you can go a little faster. Akshay, come on down. Big brakes, look left. Alright, squeeze on the power. A little early turn in there. Brush the brake. Squeeze on power. Medium to heavy brakes, look left. Do that braking a little earlier next time. Not bad for the first run there. On the first corner, Akshay, in the brake zone, we'll work on that smooth release of the brake next time. And then for the third corner, the last one that leads onto the straightaway, just brake 5 to 10 feet earlier. It helps the car turn better. Alright, drivers, I'm going to send you a little bit quicker, so just listening for me over the radio. Rick, come on down. Sorry, Eleanor, yeah, come on down. Big brake, look left. Big off the brakes, squeeze on the power. Press the brake, look left. A little bit more power here, squeeze on power. You're good. Look 20 feet further ahead. Alright, Eleanor, line was pretty good overall. I want you on your next few runs really try to focus on the vision. So at the very least, you should be looking 2 reference cones further ahead. Alright, Rick, come on down. Looking left. Work on that smooth release. Corbin, come on down. Rick, do that braking earlier. There you go. Looking left, Corbin. Off the brakes. Squeeze onto the power. Akshay, come on down. There you go. Go Akshay, that was a little light on the brakes. That's why you had to brake for so long into the corner. So remember, start off with those heavy brakes first. Now, Eleanor, come on down. Brakes. Find the yellow. Now find the next blue. Now find the yellow. Find the blue. Find the next blue. Find the yellow. Find the blue. Look all the way towards the end of the straightaway. Squeeze on power. Very nice. Rick, come on down. Very nice, Rick. Coleman, come on down. Rick, for the second corner, you can finish your braking about 5 feet earlier. Coleman, look 10 feet further ahead. And Coleman, see it, some power here. More power. And then brakes. Speed's okay as long as you're adding brake pressure. Akshay, come on down. Very nice. A little early turn in there. That's alright, Akshay. We can work on that. Keep going. Do the braking a little earlier, Akshay. Eleanor, come on down. Good line through there. A little bit of speed here. Don't forget to brake over there, Eleanor. Brake before that corner. Now, Eleanor, for that second turn, you were on and off the brakes 3 times through the second corner. That's usually an indication of kind of low vision. So try to increase the vision a little bit further ahead, and that should get rid of that feeling of having to brake multiple times throughout the corner. All right, Rick, come on down. Akshay, come on down. So Akshay, that's an early turn in for that first corner. It's just making the exit a lot tighter. So next time, really try to get all the way up to the blue cone on the right, and then steer from that blue cone. No, come on down. Smooth release, looking left. Rick, come on down. Now just keep working on that vision for that second corner. The line is looking good though. Come on down. Rick, just as a heads up, you're getting really close to the limit. That third corner was just past the limit, so just be cautious of that. Alright, Corbin, at that speed. Akshay, come on up. That was light brakes that time at the beginning, Akshay. Keep going, better on the turn in. Looking left. Alright, so Akshay, much better on the line for the first corner. That was fantastic. I love that line. The brake pressure initially was a little light, so just keep holding that brake pressure, hitting it hard. Eleanor, come on down. Very nice, Eleanor. Keep that speed going. Very good. Looking left, squeezing on the power. Eleanor, that was fantastic. Well done. I could see a turn in your head. Great job. Rick, come on down. you go, Akshay. That was fantastic. Eleanor, come on down. So, Eleanor, just don't lift off that heavy brake pressure too early. Alright, Rick, bring it on down again. Come on down. Little line on the brakes at the beginning. Keep it going though. Eleanor, come on down. Line's looking great there, Eleanor. Be patient for that third corner, though. Eleanor, what I want you to try on your next run, focus on your left foot pushing into the floorboard, into that dead pedal. That third corner, as you start steering, you can kind of feel your foot slapping that gas pedal, and that's that rockiness you're feeling. Just focus on the left foot pushing into the floorboard more. Akshay, on your run, this kind of goes for the whole group. Drivers, the heavy brake pressure is still always first. No matter where you're braking, whether it's a 50% brake pressure or 100% brake pressure, the heavy brake pressure should always be first. That way you can modulate the brake at the end. You don't want to be adding brake pressure as you're getting close to the corner. It's looking really good though. Let's keep it up just a little bit longer. Rick, come on down. Eleanor, come on down. Smooth release, looking left. And carry that speed through the corner. Rick, come on down. Corbin, come on down. Drivers, that is going to finish it up for us here at the corner entry exercise. I know that was quite a bit of information for just 3 corners, but hopefully we learned a little bit from it, how to take corners a little bit better, trying to create a larger radius through the turns, accelerating smoothly. Now, Rick, if you could, can you lead the group down to the blue turning cone at the first corner? Everyone can follow Rick on the way down. And Rick, I'm gonna hop out in front of here. Alright, drivers, you can follow me. Alright, on the way back, let's just do a quick debrief. Remember, for the first corner, it's hard, heavy brake pressure, just past the 3 orange cones. this short straightaway here, you can feed in some power, but make sure to finish your braking before you're steering for this turn. If you start having to brake and turn at the same time, it's difficult to balance those inputs. You're also asking the tire to do two things at once. Tires are kind of like people. If you ask them to do one thing, they're usually really good at it or super efficient. If you ask them to start doing multiple things at the same time, they can still get it done. It's just less efficient most of the time. So with that, hopefully you learned a little bit. Hopefully you had some fun, especially in these big M5s. It's pretty impressive what a heavy car like this can do. And as you can see, it still rips around the track with ease. You will see those corners again later in the afternoon. But for now, let's just sneak by these red cones. And drivers, just keep following me for now. It's going to look like we're going the wrong way, but I promise we're not. Now, I will also say that session was fantastic. I'm not just saying to say it. That was a great session. We are going to make a U-turn back here. We'll pull into lane number 2. And drivers, once you finally get stopped, throughout the entire day, leave the cars running, but definitely put them in park. Grab any personal belongings you have with you. If you want to take a quick little 2 or 3 minute break, use the restroom, grab a water, you can. Otherwise, you'll be going with Andy Van Cleef and Mike Renner, who you'll meet shortly, and you'll be going to the M2s for the handling course. If you have any questions, you can always ask.
I'll be with you on Andy Van Cleef. You didn't get to meet Mike Renner and myself. Mike will be on one end of the track. I'll be on the other, but we were working a different program. Mike Renner has many years of sports car racing and also is the only instructor who's been here since they opened the doors in 1999. I've been here quite a while too, go-kart racing and sports car racing background. So guys, we might as well head out and take a look at this track. Make sure you're buckled up. You've gone through your seat adjustments like you heard in the classroom and probably before you got in the, or when you got in the cars before with Ryan. Make sure you can reach all the controls, nice bend in the knee for braking. Hands at 9 and 3 should work all the way around this track. So follow me. Cross part of the track you were just working on. You will see those corners again this afternoon that you just were with Ryan on. So maybe approaching, I got to see my next 2 cars. There we go. Maybe approaching at a little higher speed because you won't be starting from a standstill. So maybe having to brake a little harder, a little earlier for this left-hander ahead. Now you're in a rear-wheel drive car. You just drove the fastest car off the line, and it's X-drive, so it sends power curve to the front axle. Now you're in a rear-wheel drive car, so you have to be a little more smooth, a little have better throttle control if you want to maintain grip in the rear tires when you're accelerating. And really, when you maintain the grip better, you go faster. Follow me through these corners you just were on. We're going to exit the back corner here. Blue, yellow, blue is how we set up the tracks. Yellows are always the inside of the corner or the apex, clipping point, whatever you want to call it. It's the inside of the turn. We go outside, inside, outside. So the blue cones are entry of the corner or the exit of the corner. Gives you a bigger radius. Bigger radius means more mile per hour is available. And usually the yellow cone is set up specifically to give you a good exit of the corner because that's important, especially if there's a straightaway after the corner. So this is our staging area. You'll be pulling up to these red and white cones, and then I'll send you out on track with spacing. So unlike the last one, we'll actually be doing some continuous lapping out here, and we'll probably be able to get all 4 cars on the track at the same time. And occasionally we may use pit road to respace. Or if you have a problem or you just need a break, you'll be able to come into the pits on your own. I'll show you how you get off the track in just a minute. Just from here, I know you saw a slide of this, an overhead view, but let me just describe it a little bit. When you take off and go straight ahead through some green cones, basically you're now on track. First thing you'll see up ahead on that straight section is a slalom on a straightaway. There's some red cones standing up there, and you're going to have to weave through the slalom each time. And there is a proper technique for that. It's usually a steady speed and really proactive steering, kind of get into a rhythm, and you turn in right behind all the red cones out there. If you are on and off the gas and turning left and right, you're really upsetting the balance of the car. You kind of want to level off and get it right. And if it works okay at that speed you tried, well, add a couple miles an hour next time. But it's pretty quick, but it's not ever going to work at full throttle. After the slalom, you look way across the grass here, you see a big sweeping right-hand turn, almost like an on-ramp. It's one of our turns you can accelerate through to some degree, gain a fair amount of speed. But hidden, if you look in your right window through that, you see a little opening and some cones on a hill there, just before the crest. We call that the chicane. Well, on the other side of that hill is a sharp right-hand turn, and you will need to brake for it. Once you're going through that sweeping turn pretty fast, you'll need brakes. It's a short braking zone, but definitely a significant braking zone. That's where Mike will be coaching that area. And remember, you have to look where you want to go. Key is looking way ahead of the car and turning your head, looking into corners. A lot of people mess up that turn because their eyes are dead ahead. Well, that brings you up through the chicane. There's a left turn top of the hill through a chicane, and down the hill you see in your right window a blue cone on the edge of the grass. That's where you turn into the final turn. We call this one the patience turn. It goes from that blue cone to the yellow cone in your windshield again, right at the tip of the grass almost. When you're driving the track, it looks a lot different. And a lot of people want to hug the grass going into the corner, and you can see tire marks from here where the car's tire marks are heading out into the grass at the exit of the corner. They turn in way too early, so it's a slow entry, a wide entry, and you got to be patient on the gas. You really don't get to accelerate much until you're leaving the corner. If you do it right, you'll pass that yellow cone in front of us in the windshield, out to the blue cone before the slalom, and it really gets you more speed off the corner, and you're set up for the slalom at that blue cone. So let's take a look at it. Everybody follow me real close. We won't go real fast, and we'll get a look at it, then we'll get you lapping it. You can take off pretty fast to get on track. And remember, you're on a hot track, so you don't stop on course unless Mike or myself ask you to. But you head towards this blue cone, and then you should be looking for that first gate before you even pass this blue cone. Before you enter that first gate, if you're going too fast for the slalom, touch the brake or lift off the gas and set your speed. Set something you think will work. Hands at 9 and 3, and get the steering wheel moving right behind every red cone, but don't look at them. Look for the spaces. Look a couple spaces ahead. I'm going to stop as we're all leaving the slalom. Just follow right in the tracks of the car in front of you. Don't try to be where I am. Right, stop right in the tracks of the car in front of you. We're all going to be in a different spot. As you leave the slalom, you're going off to the left, but you should all start looking all the way through this big sweeping turn, kind of towards the rear water tower. And if you look below it, there's a blue cone. That's your next reference. That's where you make this sharp right-hander. So don't look right in front of the car. You'll tend to just not have good information. It might be way too close to the blue and white cones on the left, or you're going... if you look towards the tip of the grass to the right, you'll head down there. You don't have to go down that far to the right either. Look way through the corner. And from that slalom, build your speed through the sweep and turn. You'll probably need third gear in this corner. If you're running drive mode, it's okay. Otherwise, the whole track is second or third gear. All right, so let's head through this corner on the ideal line. You'll be moving towards that. You're looking towards the blue cone, heading towards it, and you're building speed. You don't really want to be just about touching the blue white cone. You can be a little towards center here, building. Follow right in my track. And at some point, you're going to have to brake for the sharp right-hander. So here's another stop point. That red cone to my left is approximately where I have to brake, and I have to brake significantly to slow down for the sharp right-hander. But since I want to get all the way to that blue turning cone, and I'm not really on the edge of the road, if I brake here, I can straighten the steering, which is always nice to brake in a straight line, a little more stable. And brake all the way up till this blue cone is disappearing from your peripheral vision. The trick here is you don't want to look at the blue cone until you turn. Right now, I'm looking behind that yellow cone, and the blue cone just disappeared from my peripheral vision. Even though I'm real close to it, I haven't turned away from it yet. Now I call that the guardrail there, the red cones. And that's Mike over there, my friend Mike, watching this area. Look at all those black tire marks going towards and even through the guardrail. That's where the eyes were. And the braking was either too late or non-existent, and the car couldn't make the turn. So if you brake in a relatively straight line up to this blue cone and you look to the right, you're about to go off that hill in your right window, but you look to the right, the best way to do this corner is 98% of your braking is done before you get to the blue cone, and you're not off the brake yet, but you're off the brake right after you turn towards the back side of that yellow cone. So because you have to steer a lot, it's better to be done braking as you're turning in and kind of rolling towards the apex. You didn't stop the car, you're rolling towards the apex and building speed smoothly here. The car naturally wants to track out towards the next reference cone, so don't even worry about it. Let it track out and look up the hill. You'll be building speed all the way up this hill. Building, 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 and notice that steering input you had takes you all the way to the right side of the hill. That's where you want to be. You don't have to change too much. Now you're cresting the hill and you're getting to another blue cone. Just about the crest of the hill, if you want your car to turn, you got to get off the gas for a second. You may have to tap the brake. Remember, you need the front tires. You need a little weight on those tires, and if you stayed full throttle over the crest, you'd be off in the grass. The car can't turn. There's no weight on the front tires. So jump, it won't turn. So off the gas or tap the brake, but depending on your speed as you go up the hill, and while you're lifting, look to the left. See the chicane. If your car is too far to the left side of the road right now, you made the chicane a whole lot harder, a whole lot slower. If you're all the way left, you're not going to make it. So you're all the way right now, off the gas, looking left, and then you turn in behind the yellow apex cone without looking at it. You just look through the opening, turn through the opening. It's a narrow opening. Now you're coming out of there, we'll stop again, and we all come out of that opening. Stop one more time. I want to show you something here, too. This is really your only straightaway on the track. Stay right in the tracks of the car in front of you. You can see all of us, as we come out of the chicane, are getting pretty straight. Now, a lot of people will drive the left side of the road. They're making a curve out of it. Some people hit the grass on the right. You shouldn't do that. They've even got a patch there. Now people are messing up the grass before the patch. You should not be touching any grass or gravel. When you do your autocross later on this track, that could be a DQ. Want to make a straightaway from the chicane to the blue cone. You should all be able to see over my roof. You'll see it in a minute. You go straight as you can, which means you can floor the gas for a moment on this straightaway. And because you can get the most speed here, we'll go again. Significant hard braking several car lengths before the blue cone when you're going fast. You brake straight towards it, make it a straightaway, getting as straight as the car allows you to go without touching grass, and you're braking straight up to this blue cone, almost touching it. Now you got to look through the long patience turn. So at this point, gang, most people have already turned towards the middle of the road. I've seen a lot of people hugging the grass over there to our right and making the tip of this corner, the middle of this corner, way sharper. But follow exactly my tracks. We're going to stop one more time in the middle of this turn. Just stay right in the tracks of the car in front of you, because it's going to be a slow turn in, a very slow release of the brake, or a little slower than the other corners, and then a lot of patience before you touch the gas. You want to get behind this yellow cone, but as you all follow the tracks of the car in front of you, I'll tell you when to stop again. All right, everybody's going to freeze right where you are right now. Just stand by. It's kind of cold. I'll try to block the wind from so you guys can hear me. So you can see where my car is within a foot or two, a foot and a half of that yellow cone, right? And look where I'm pointing. Try out towards that blue cone that sets us up for the slalom. So this is the perfect line if you can run it. You're caught out by the blue and white cones, so you can't look it down, you'll hit them. And you also, if you're looking out there in the grass, you'll kind of miss the apex. Well, I'm also pretty close to the apex, but the arc we are showing here in our mirrors in front of us is the right way. But normally, cars are way down here where I'm standing, right by the glass. And you're not done turning, you have to add more steering where I am, and I'm done steering, and now I'm heading out to the blue cone. So we call it the patience turn because you want to steer in slow occasionally. And you also, if you accelerate early, even when you're on the right line, the car wants to push wide. What's the brake control do to help you stop the push, the understeer? It cuts power and grabs the brake. With cutting power and grabbing the brake, it's not the fast way. So roll through here with just enough speed that you're not feeling lots of brake control, and then you can shoot out of here and have too much speed for the slalom very easily. Alright, let's do a couple more laps. I want to stay fairly close together, all on the same line, then we'll get back to pit road. We'll get you running laps with a little bit of rip. Follow me. Out to the blue, you're taking the steering out, so you're adding gas. If you track way out here towards the blue cone, you'll probably need a little brake. I know I always need a little brake before this slalom. I get it done, and then I hold a level speed. My goal is to get right behind the cones, not get too slow with the hands, because when you go faster, you have to steer faster. Okay, look off to the right. We're going to keep going this time towards the blue cone. Build your speed. Stay within 40 feet of each other. And you're braking up the blue cone. All right, everybody, stay within about 40 feet or less. Down the yellow, out to the blue. Build speed up the hill. Off the gas. At this speed is all I need to do. Lift, look, steer. And then we're going to power down the hill. I'm still going pretty slow, so stay close. Braking up to this blue cone. Okay, eyes right, slow turn in, patience on the gas, out to the blue. That second car, if you could catch up a little bit, I'm taking it easy till you get closer. There you go. Up the steering, eyes to the right, build your speed. Gonna brake up to the blue cone, but look right before you can get to the blue. And then you release the brake just after you turn in. Right, look left as you go up the hill. All the way to right makes it easier. Or when you're doing great, separate it again. So let's go back to pit road. We'll get you guys started. Okay, follow me in. I call you the pits, or if you need to exit, you exit at the end of that little straight section. And I'll describe two ways we can use this pit road. One is right where I am now. If there's one car at a time coming in, I could turn you right back to the starting line over to our right, the red and white cones. But the long way for all of us together is this. Follow me. So if I say come in, take this short U-turn, you would turn right where we just stopped. But if I say make the long way, stay left lane a little further, you'll see the road's blocked. Stay on the asphalt, and real slow for this U-turn. You shouldn't touch any grass. And that would be for a group of all of us. That's a lot easier to do it there. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to move off to the left here. Rich, I'm going to have you hold the red and white cones for a second there. Everybody stay in your cars and ready to go. Mike and I'll be coaching you from the cars. If you need anything, you have a problem with the car, a question. Matter of fact, I'm going to get out right now to see if you have any questions, but you can come to the pits anytime. Otherwise, when we get you rolling here, guys, it's going to be continuous lapping, okay? So I'm going to check. Anybody have any questions for me? Doesn't look like it. I know it's windy. I was already dealing with that wind in the radio. So I'm going to let you guys roll. If you catch another car, a couple of stiffer rules, don't follow too close. No bump drafting and no passing. If there's nobody at all behind you, because you're the fastest car out there, we're going to have you slow down, make some room, go again. But sometimes we'll use pit road and using that short U-turn to create more space, okay? We don't have to stay in numeric order this time. So I want you to have fun. Continuous lapping unless you need to come in. If you come in, I'll see what you need. All right, so go ahead, Rick. You'll keep pulling forward. Start using spacing here. Tires will be cold in these cars. Go ahead and club it. Warm up within a couple laps to give you a little more grip. The ideal line, don't try to rush too much to top speed, and go ahead on shop. And go Eleanor. Fine, Rick, good job. On that straight section, use that gas more aggressively. It's an easy place to gain a little speed. So drivers, this is Mike down on the far end. Make sure you use full radius to car should be right up against the blue and yellow cones. That straightens the tire. Let me have, we're not too bad there. Let's have Eleanor and Rick slow down to about half speed for about 10 seconds till I tell you. Keep creating that gap for a little longer. Gonna get you a nice big space. You're both pretty quick. Alright, great. So drivers, don't just coast into the turn, accelerate so you have to brake substantially. Right, this is core braking exercise. In a blue car, car 2, Corbin, put the car right up against the blue cone. You're not showing, remember, down that straightaway. It's a straightaway to a braking zone to a turn. Eleanor, use a little more radius. Put the car right up beside the blue cone before you turn. South, in the patience turn, look for the apex. You're like 13 feet away. You're looking towards the grass instead of the apex cone. Remember, plan your future with your eyes, drivers. Look where you want to go. Turn your head. Look into the corner. Easily turn your head. Point your nose where you want to go. Much better there. We're going to have you come into the pits at the end of this lap for a short U-turn. Keep going until you come into the pits. Keep going. Eyes up. Yeah, Corbin, don't coast into the corner. When you come off the slalom, accelerate so you have to brake. Okay, Corbin, into the pits. Remember, you're going to make a short U-turn and hold at the red and white cones. Only Corbin. Everybody else can keep cruising. I'm going to get you at the back of the line. And, yeah, focus way ahead. Your lap to turn. This is a technical little track. It's a lot of fun. Go ahead, Corbin. Way ahead. Don't look close to the car. Up. It means you're not looking far enough ahead. Don't look at the cone. So Corbin, accelerate more off the slope so you have to really use the brake for the turn. Guys, as you straight the tires, use the gas pedal. There's no extra charge. Eleanor, you're going to come to the pits this time. Keep your pace all the way to the road. Eleanor, you're going to come in, short U-turn, and hold for me. Corbin, you're driving down the middle of the track on that one. Put the car all the way over by the blue cone, Corbin. So I'm going to hold you for just a little bit here. Just send you out to that red car. Remember, drivers, brake hard, but release easy. Apex, doing a good job. We'll be getting better. Still can tighten up the apex. Remember, slow turn in, but get to that apex. Go up to that blue cone before you turn. You're making that corner sharper than necessary because you're not going all the way up to that blue turning zone. So drivers, I'm noticing that down here too. Those big blue and yellow cones are very visible. So you need to be right up beside them, right, almost taking the paint off of them. And so Eleanor and Rick both did the same thing. Almost feel like you're going to hit the blue cone with your left front tire and turn. When you do that, that'll really open up the exit of that next corner. Rick, I'm going to ask you to stop on track for a few seconds. Only Rick. Eleanor, eyes up. You hit the cone in the slalom. Rick, you can go again. Heads up for a cone pickup in the slalom, okay? You can keep rolling, just heads up. Eleanor, look into the corner before you turn the steering wheel. You got a set your speed at the beginning of the slalom, hands at 9 and 3 LNR, and steer, proactive behind the cones. Don't look down at them. Look 2 gates ahead. Much better.
Down here, most people are just looking out the windshield. They're not looking where they want to go next.
I'm going to bring you through the pits next time. Just keep the pace and come to the pits for a short U-turn. Where you look is where you go. Patience on the gas, Rick. I'm sharp. You're going to come in. I may send you straight back out, but in a short U-turn, be ready to go. Right back to the red and whites. You took the long way. That's okay. It's all right. Just come back, and I'll tell you when you get back on track. Make your U-turn, and we'll be ready to hold briefly. Watch out. Come on down. It's not going to be long. Keep going up to the red and whites, and go, go, go. You're clear. Now, if you're hitting cones, especially if you hit them multiple times, you're looking at them. Get it tidy and clean, because when you do this for a competition later, cones are going to cost you every time. So don't look at them. You'll hit them when you look at them. Look at the openings.
Corbin, that's a long way around the turn. Corbin, look before you turn the steering wheel.
I'm going to throw a yellow flag, means everybody slow down and keep a big gap between cars. Everybody slow down, because we just hit another cone. Every lap we've hit a cone. Keep a big space, so when I go back to green, you'll have room to run. I want everybody going through that slalom right behind the cones. If you're going just before you hit cones, you're steering way too late, like the car that just went through the last gate. You got to get behind them. Nice and slow. Keep going, keep going. Nice and slow, create a big gap, because you're going to, when I go green, I just want to see the next 2 cars go through this line right behind the cones, without looking at them. Right behind the red cones. Turn that wheel so you're right behind them. When you go faster, you got to steer faster, and you got to steer more than you think. Don't try to go alongside of them. Turn enough to get behind them. You all got that idea now? Make sure you got plenty of space, and green, green, green.
I'm seeing down here, people still not driving the full radius. In other words, not putting the car where the blue and yellow cones are, and not looking. They're looking straight out the windshield. Turn your head, guys, and LR will be a lot better.
Remember, precision first, and then the speed will come more natural. Much better on my end. Much better. But if you're behind a car and you're chasing them and they're doing it wrong, you're going to do it wrong. So use your eyes to find your correct path. That's going to help you. Coming down the hill, Rick, make it more of a straightaway. Don't hug the left edge of the road all the way down. Just straighter is better.
Corbin, the corner down here should not surprise you, and it's because of where your eyes are. You're looking straight out the windshield. Guys, when you're making a big turn down here, you should be looking in the passenger window. Look to the right.
Corbin, keep your pace. You're going to come into the pits, make your short U-turn back to the pits, but keep your pace all the way to the road. Start thinking about those penalties you don't want to get later on. We're ready. 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. You need a break, gang. If you want to ask a question, come to the pits at any time, and I can help you out. Let her come down. It's Corbin right out of the ditch. going to run another 4 or 5 minutes. So if you need a break or you have a question for me specifically, come into the pit, stop at the runway cones, and I'll get out and talk to you. I'd love to help you get better if I can. Focus is important. Think endurance racing. We run an hour plus sometimes. You can't lose focus when you're driving a lot of laps. You got to stay precise. look at them. Rick, just laid on your steering through there. You didn't hit the cone, but your eyes were really low. Laid on the steering. And the cones, yeah, that's perfect. You just have to let the car out to the left before you go right. Leaving that last gate, you shouldn't be touching that last cone unless you're just turning. Your eyes are turning, your head's turning, but you're steering when you look. You gotta look before you turn. The eyes should be ahead further, and then you won't do that.
Todd, the cones have not moved. I see some of you working back in the middle of the road again. If the blue cone is all the way left, guess what? That's where your car should be.
Rick, you can hold slow, get yourself 100 yards. Rick, you can get yourself 100 yard gap.
Hell, put the car right on the blue cone, Eleanor.
Alright, beginning our final laps. I want some protection out there as far as cones now. I can see the line being a little off here, but no more cones. Late on the steering, start the slalom in the right spot, and it'll be a lot easier.
There we go, Eleanor. That's better, but you got to look into the turn earlier. Better line, Eleanor. Look where you want to go.
Alright, one more lap, start with Rick. One more flying lap, and then we're going to pull off a little bit. One more lap. That speed, no cones, you're doing good. Hands up, be precise, look ahead for the next reference. Alright everybody, let's do a cool down lap or so. Everybody slow them way down. Slow them way down. Give me a little speed on the straight, easy areas. Yeah, don't overslow it. I want airflow, but I don't want you to need much brakes for the corner. So do your slowing down earlier, lift earlier, kind of coast a little more. And Rick, you're going to do this cool down lap, then you're going to be coming into the pits. Overall, really good session, gang. Did have a lot of slalom cones, but it got a lot better at the end. Rick to the pits, Akshav, well, let's see. Yeah, let's have Corbin, Akshav, and Eleanor. One more lap. Keep a little pace without very much brakes. One more lap for cool down. Rick to the pits. Take the short U-turn, Rick, and then everybody's coming in the end of this lap. Come on in. I'm going to get in front of the red light cones where you're going to join me. You're doing your cool downs, you should be on the perfect line, within less than 2 feet of all the key references, since it's real easy to do it when you're not trying real hard. Head back to the pitch. I'm going to let you all make the short U-turn because you'll have room to go right up behind the yellow car. You'll see it there. We're just going to follow me and we're going to work our way back in. I think we start fixing it a lot at the end as far as still maintaining a good pace but not hitting cones. And we'll drive through the slalom at the slow speed again. Passing this blue cone when I'm heading the slalom, I'm doing my brake, my speed is way back here so I can get back to a touch of gas. And then I'm looking like when I'm entering the first gate, yeah, I look in behind that right cone briefly, but then I'm looking 2 gates ahead. And I'm turning enough, maybe exaggerate the steering a touch so you get that angle. You're a foot or two behind every right cone without ever looking down. When you go faster, of course, the rhythm of the steering is faster because of the speed of the car. Coming out of the last gate, I'm usually way to the left, so I would never hit that last cone, and I'm looking way to the right. I'm going left, but I'm looking right. And remember, then staying left to center all the way through this corner until you brake up to the blue cone. Didn't have too many cones hit, like the chicane, I think never touched a cone. That was awesome. But you brake up to the blue cone, look behind the yellow, and I will be honest, missing the yellow by 2 or 3 feet is not a big deal, because you want to just let it track out. long as you're not hitting anything. We're going to use the back entrance. Follow me. We're going to go around these red cones and go in the back gate so we can get you parked. So we're back in road number 4, and you will go to the skid pad next. Another amazing training. It's awesome and it's fun, but it's all about where you look. And it's the key to success, to stop a slide, to power a slide, to fix understeer. When you look off,
looking where you want to be going, it's going to feel super natural when the car is sideways to look the exact way you don't. Try to break that, recognize it, and then immediately kind of correct that vision to the left. We're going to let them kind of finish up their little demo here, but we'll turn everything off because nothing fun happens with it on. And so remember, for that understeer when we're out there, we're just cruising 35, 35, 35. I'll say straight wheel, straight. Hold that for a second, and then one big turn, like arms crossing. Now, when we do that, no gas, no brake, because in an understeer, if we're already pushing, when you add gas, it's just going to make the situation worse. We'll either get a worse understeer, or it might snap and turn into an oversteer as well. If we're ever spinning, you'll hear me go brake. If I get louder and louder, I just want you to hit the brake harder and harder at that point as well. Okay. Come on, Reed. And you can get it in drive, and we'll get ready to roll here shortly. I'm gonna put it in manual. I'll take care of it for you. But you're good to roll on in. We'll go to the right here. Let's get those wipers going. So hugging that yellow line, just a nice slow increase. I'll worry about your speeding. Just get those eyes way out in front of us. Just keep on squeezing. We're good on speed here. Straight wheel, big left. Open it back up. Perfect. And with it, as the car kind of straightens and you're relatively straight, just start that opening process. Because remember, as soon as our speed reduces enough, those front tires will get grip again, and eventually that car will want to turn left as well. But we'll keep on squeezing here, building up a little bit of speed. Keep on going. Good on speed right here. Eyes up in front of us. Straight wheel, big left. Open it back up. Perfect. Keep on cruising, keep on cruising. And straight wheel, big left. Nicely done. We'll kind of cruise at like 30 or so. I'm going to give them an opportunity to hop out here and get at least one understeer before we transition to oversteer. And for this one, you probably felt it on the sim, right? When you talk about, like, mostly I felt in the GT4 cars, you maybe add gas a little bit too early, you get that kind of push. The same kind of technique we're using here, where maybe that slight release will get that car back under control there too. Not yet. So we're gonna do oversteer. I'm just letting them get out here. They're taking forever to get out here. You know what we'll do? We'll slow it down to 20. And then find that crack here in the middle of the road. So I'm going to give you that countdown at 3, 2, 1. And at this point, that car will rotate. Now, with our steering to the right, it's not a gas and steer. It's going to be a gas, spin, off gas, counter steering to the right, but our vision always remains to the left, looking where we want to be going. So, ready in 3, 2, 1, give it a punch. Brake off. We'll start rolling to the left. So, what was that noise as the car was going around? Just wow, 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 wow. What was that?
That was too high RPMs, too much throwing.
Yeah. Did we ever lift?
Oh, I did not. Not really.
No, right? When you play back the video, you'll hear it just bounce off the rev limiter. So a way to think about it is more gas, more angle. And we're in a situation where we don't want any more angle. So once the car rotates, make sure you get off the gas. You feel it in your butt. We'll feel that car rotate and then letting off of that gas. We'll do our vision way up here in front of us. 3, 2, 1, give it a punch. It was better. Hard brakes. Now with it, throw on the brake for me. We'll go to the left. The one thing we needed there was more steering. You did turn to the right, but you kind of did almost a 180 and stopped. Now remember, kind of during my demo, I was doing like hand over hand, like one full rotation. So I would say at a bare minimum, when we're talking about the car kind of spinning around on us, getting out of control, you'll need at least around 1/360. It's a really big slide. So looking way out in front here. Take a breath, kind of reset. And then 3, 2, 1, go. There it is, look left. Brake hard. So, we caught the car, right? Go to left. What caused us to actually spin around that?
Continued throttle.
Yeah, so at that moment we caught it, it was looking great, and then you gave that extra little punch. Just too much at that point. I'm gonna ask you out of curiosity, do you want the heated wheel and seat on?
No,
I saw, I was like, this man's cooking over there. We'll kind of build up a little speed here up to 20. So if we're talking about maybe trying to continue that slide, it's like maybe 10-20%. We're modulating in that window, especially with the low temps today. It's nice and slick, so we don't need a whole lot of gas to necessarily keep it in that slide. 3, 2, 1, go. We're gonna roll left. And so back to the steering. Throttle was fine. We just gotta really get that nice flow of the steering and really try to dial in with your body. Really try to feel that car slide so you can start that steering to the right while maintaining that vision to the left as well. Looking ahead and kind of do what feels natural. 3, 2, 1, go. Good roll to the left there. So one thing with your left leg, brace yourself there. I think kind of what's happening is we're getting to that spin and we're bracing on the gas pedal. And in this scenario, when we stay on the gas, it just makes it worse. It makes it harder, right?
Like the spinning is making this leg go down a bit more.
Yeah, so really use that left leg to kind of hold yourself. You should be able to kind of hold yourself. This right foot's kind of like free to do whatever it needs to do. 3, 2, 1, go. Almost brake hard. Around. And so we'll go to the left. The thing that's getting us every time is you're catching the car, you're just immediately hopping back onto the gas. And I know we want to drift. Let me see you catch the car a couple times. Okay. Just because that application of the gas is what's causing the car to keep spinning. So essentially I want like a gas catch, no gas, straighten back out. By getting that down, it's then easier to transition into maybe feeding back in a little bit of gas. Looking ahead here, 3, 2, 1, go. Brake hard. Round. Stop. We're gonna go left. So there, we just needed more steering. And we kind of got caught up on our hands a little bit. So really trying to do that nice hand over hand to get that flow. Because you did the first turn, we paused, then we grabbed more and turned. Try to eliminate that pause altogether.
So just a lot of steering right from the get-go.
And so with it, you know, it's not going to ever be the exact same amount of steering every time. Because this is not the exact same slickness everywhere. So it's going to be relative on the attempt. There's different every time. 3, 2, 1, go. Look left. It was good. It was solid. Now try to make sure the eyes always stay here. We started to turn our head a little bit, but just really lock that focus into the left. And then that, again, we'll try to do a little bit of sliding. Having the vision there will tell you if you need gas or if you need to adjust the wheel. Ready in 3, 2, 1, go. Perfect. So now that we're getting a couple catches, this next time we're sideways, the car starts to straighten a little bit. I want you to squeeze just a baby amount to the gas, but waiting until the car is starting to straighten. This will be that time to do that. So we'll just keep on rolling. Ready in 3, 2, 1, go. Brake hard, brake hard. We'll go left there. And this one, you have to try to cleared out like it's our first go here. Try to think about it as little as possible, because it's a lot of mental this as well. Looking ahead, 3, 2, 1, go. And so, from the brake, gonna go left. Part of it too is that one was probably your slowest steering as well. We kind of were just doing like you were pulling up to the next window at the drive-thru. You're super calm, which I'm glad we are calm. But we need some faster hands. Is all. Looking ahead, 3, 2, 1, go. So one thing with that is the nose of our car was pointed at the grass. We gave it that big punch. When you do go back to the gas, it's only just a squeeze. We don't want to make it abrupt. Yeah, very small. Think about if the pedal has 100%, we're working in the 10 to 25% range to keep it that slide. Looking ahead. Ready in 3, 2, 1, go. There it is. And then right there, when they were getting that straightening, that's where you can roll back in with maybe a little bit more, but you have to recognize that, hey, we're no longer straightening, maybe we're coming around, and this is now where you have to use less gas. So you're basically steering with your right foot. You're telling the back end, hey, I want to be more or less based on more gas or less gas. 3, 2, 1, go. We're off, but I think we're good. A little gas and a little turn to the left. That is one less sprinkler there.
Oh, I busted it.
That's all good. It happens all the time. So there, we just kind of fed back into the gas a little bit too aggressively. And with the wheel, make sure you also keep it in that angle. That's what's telling the car to keep going to the right. If we start to straighten it, that's why the car goes straight as well. We'll do another lap or so here. 3, 2, 1, go. Brake hard. We're good to go left. Give it one more go on this side. 3, 2, 1, go. We're good to go. We'll exit over here. And so I would say for you, one thing to try to, and we'll exit here, is to improve on, if this is something you want to continue doing, is the hands. Your hands were a limiting factor in part of it, because your steering would start with 9 and 3, and then we would get to that first turn, and then they were kind of just randomly placed on the wheel. So just really try to keep those hands at the 9 and 3 and the hand over hand. The more confident you can get with that, the more kind of control you'll have over the car. You can put it behind my gray one there, way up in the front. Yeah, right behind's all good. Alright, you're welcome to put it in park and just hang out in here. If you want to, like, maybe film one of them, you can. Just stand on this side of the car. That's the only thing. Okay, all good?
Thanks so much.
No problem. Like I said, this is a hard one.
Yeah, that's a little bit.
We make it look just super easy.
The car's already set up for you, so no need to adjust anything. Besides maybe climate controls and everything like that. We're going to be heading out following this other group. So when you're ready, bump that shifter to the right. Automatic or manual, whichever one you want. Just make sure you know which mode you're in. Now drivers, if you ever go to a track day event, there's something that you never do, and that is go the wrong way on a track. Well, we're going to do that just for a split second here. No one is on course, and of course I know the guy that runs this place. He's okay with it. this is officially pit road, and you'll get a better explanation of it here soon. All you really need to know just at the moment is the right side of pit road where we are stopped. This is for if you need to take a break on your own. Okay, if you come into pit road for whatever reason, you pull to the right side like we are. Now, if I call you to pit road, that's for the left lane. So the left side of pit road, you just drive on by, drive all the way down to the pit road exit, which I will show you here. So follow me. Pit road is pretty long. There's even a corner in pit road. Now, if I were to call you through pit road, I'll give you a speed. I'll say, hey, try to maintain 35 miles an hour or something similar. Just know that this corner is not really that fast of a corner. It's very tight. You don't want to be the driver that is the one throwing it off track in pit road. That's kind of embarrassing. So stay on track here. Right where I'm stopped, for the drivers in the back, you may or may not be able to see these cones, but there are two green cones. There's one on the left, one on the right. This is very important, drivers. This is simply for the safety of the entire exercise. You always assume you're stopping here at the green cones. Okay, I'll say that again. You're always assuming you're stopping here because this is the last barrier before you go out onto track. Go ahead and follow me. We're just going to do just a simple introductory lap. So as we're exiting pit road, we'll bring the car over to the right side of the road. And then we have our long straightaway here. We're getting up to speed. You'll see some orange cones on the right. They go 4, 3, 2, and then 1. And drivers, just like on the corner entry exercise, anytime you see orange cones, those represent heavy brake zones. At the end of the long straightaway, we have this left-hand turn bringing us up onto the skid pad. We are going to go around the skid pad for about 3/4 of a circle. We have a yellow line that can kind of guide us around the skid pad. We exit on this side. There's more reference cones over here for you to follow. We approach a corner called a compromise corner or compromise turn. It's a corner combination. It's a right-hand turn quickly followed by this left-hand turn. And then drivers, this track over here, this should look familiar. You see those orange cones again. These are the same 3 corners we worked on this morning. And then at the exit of the 3rd corner we worked on this morning, we get back onto the long straightaway. Squeezing onto the power. And drivers, if you are shifting manually, you would be getting up to 5th gear by the end of the straightaway. We've got those orange cones on the right again, still representing a heavy brake zone. But that's the track. That's what we're going to be running for this entire session. There's one more thing I got to show you on the introductory lap, and that is the actual entrance to pit road. There is only one entrance to pit road, drivers. The entrance to pit road is going to be over here on this side of the track. Up in front of us, there are 2 red and white cones. You can simply just drive straight through the red and white cones like we're doing. And then we are going to pull back to the right because we are going to be coming to a stop. Now drivers, hopefully you got just kind of an intro to what this track looks like. We want to make it more in-depth though. So we have two instructors over to the left. We got Reed in the green car, we got Andy in the navy car, and they will take you for a demonstration and also a lead around. So put your cars in park and then y'all can hop out and hop into those cars on the left. So drivers, I'm sure those demonstration rides at the end, I'm sure they were fast and furious, just like the movies always show that they are. But keep in mind, Andy and Reed are professionals, right? This is their day job. They've done thousands of laps around this track. They have thousands of hours behind the wheel of a race car as well. We don't really expect you to recreate the same pace as them, especially not on your first few laps, maybe towards the end of the session. Now, while I'm not expecting you to recreate the same pace, there are three things I am expecting you to recreate from those demo rides. The first thing is that brake pressure. When those instructors got to their brake point, they committed to the brake pedal, slammed on it, held the brake, and then smoothly released off at the end. The second one is going to be the throttle. Those instructors never jumped straight to full throttle. They were smooth, rolling onto the gas pedal as they exit the corners. And then the third one, kind of tough to see, no pun intended, but the vision. They were turning their head, looking where they wanted the car to go. And that's how they were able to drive so fast around the track. Now this is going to be a long session. So at any point, if you need to come into pit road to take a break, pit road is always open. If you come into pit road, just pull to the right, come to a stop, take your break, and then I'll send you back out on track. No worries about it. As far as the positions of the instructors, I'm over here at the tower. We got our fearless leader, Reed Wilson, up on top of the hill, overseeing the skid pad. And then we got Andy Van Cleef over where I was this morning. Now drivers, if I did a good enough job over in those corners, Andy shouldn't have to say much. We are going to get this thing started. I'm going to send you out one at a time. You know, ease into it for the first lap, or maybe half lap or so. But let's have some fun. All right, Rick, you can go. Right closer to the 3 now. You're probably all faster. So don't wait till you're too late and don't release the brake too early.
that little easy left-hander, brake before it, not in the middle of it. Get the braking done before it. Corbin, that's a little early off the brake. Be careful with that old brake longer. Actually, come to pit road, go straight through 50 miles an hour. 50 miles an hour through pit road. 50. Slow down to the corner. Akshay, you are good to go. Head back out on track. Go for it, Akshay. Car going pretty fast. At that speed, just make that braking look just a little harder. You did it at the right time now. Yeah, so for confident corner drivers, remember we are braking early and over-slowing it. So brake earlier, brake harder in a straight line. The faster you are, the more brakes you need, gang. It's not a bad thing. It's laws of physics. Eleanor, through the corners, I want you to turn your head and lock your shoulder. Try to find the end of it. Akshay, you're going to come back into pit road, do the same thing, about 50 miles an hour, Akshay, 50. Slow down again, and then Akshay, you are good to go. Stay focused, drivers. We have a long time left in the session. Akshay, be a little smooth on the gas pedal as you exit the corners. And remember, Akshay, anything you're braking earlier than this morning, so just keep focused and you'll be great. Patience, get to the apex, Corbin, and accelerate away. If you accelerate too early, you'll miss the apex. Corbin, try to look 20 feet further ahead. Pull those brakes down hard. Good. Brake a little bit earlier so you have more room for error. There, Akshay. So, Rick, when you're going down that long straightaway, I want you to be more on the right side of the road. You're kind of in the middle of the road down the long straightaway.
a little smoother on the gas pedal. You're getting too aggressive on it, and it's causing stability control to intervene. Eleanor, look farther down the road here. Try to stay off the brake. Down the road, no brake. Now brake. Okay, so what I meant was stay off the brake when you're exiting the skid pad. You're like looking right at the grass, braking, turning, and then getting to your braking zone. So look down the road exiting the skid pad, and then do your braking for comfort. Actually, I see you there. You can just come to a stop, put the car on park when you're ready. If you're not taking a break, you don't have to break down. But you can stay there until you're ready to go. If you have a car problem or anything, you can just put your hand up and I know way over. Nothing will happen when you go. Actually, I'm going to hold you at the green cone, so hold there, I'm going to get you a big gap. No, that was perfect. That's exactly what we were talking about. Good job. Eleanor, that was a little early on power for that corner. Just be a little bit more patient. I think a little bit more. And 3, 2, 1, go for it. Try to look into the turns. Trust your peripheral vision. You're doing a good job. The line's good, but your eyes are looking at the turning cone longer than necessary. Trust your peripheral vision. Didn't quite get it slowed down enough to get the shifter stuff. Don't just sprint to it. Corbin, look towards the tower. Look all the way down that straightaway. And squeeze on power. Hold that brake, Corbin. Hold it. A little bit late on the brakes. Good adjustment. Brake. Turn your head as you're braking for the turn. Start looking in. bit wide of that apex. take a break, just pull to the right. If you're just passing through, just head down to the green cones for me. Like that, just checking out the other part of the track. Rick, whenever you're ready, come on down. You're good to go.
car as well. I'm going to hand the radio over to Andy Ray, please, and he will tell you what to do here in a second. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, I'm going to be pulling out in front of you. The corner you worked with, Ryan, this morning, I'll be on the other side of it. So as you start catching up to me, just stay behind me. Sorry, Akshay. I've been saying Akshay. I thought it was the D. I wasn't paying attention, but Akshay. So car one, you're going to start falling in behind me. You'll see me going slow. As you all catch up, we're not going to stop to get back in order, but on the back straightaway, when we have lots of room, I'll get you all back in numerical order. You did a great job. If you're still back there, haven't caught the pad, just keep cruising. And you'll see us on the long straight. So just keep cruising on. I got 2 out of 4 with me. Flight car 1. Ryan, do we need to fuel these, or are we good for the 2 sessions?
I can ask logistics.
Thank you. Okay, when you get on the long straight, if you're out of order, please pass to the left and slip into your spot. If you know you need to let somebody in front of you, please give them that chance while we're cruising slow here. Got car 2 going up, I think. Just kind of find your spot, fall in there, we'll be good to go. Overall, great session, guys. And you copy? Yes. We are fueling the M-Force. Copy that. Alright, gang, so when we get back, we are going to stop you at the fuel pumps. They'll get them filled up for us, and they'll bring them over to the staging area. All you need to do is follow me until I have you stop, and then you'll leave your cars there. Make sure you gather your stuff with you, and we'll have a 5-minute break or so before the next session. Alright, so we're going to go back to the gate now. I believe you'll be in the M2s next at the Autocross, but they'll verify that. Stop right here behind me. You'll see these guys asking you to stop. Grab your stuff, leave them just running and park, and they will take it from there. Now we'll just kind of make our way towards that back gateway. And if no one's kind of explained it to you guys so far, see on the left, you're going to see all those cars, the orange hang tags. Those are all delivery cars. So essentially, those customers here in the next, 20 to 30 days are going to come pick up their vehicles here with us. And, that's an option at the dealers that's completely free. You just check a box, schedule to come out here with us. You get to drive our cars on the track in the morning, and then get to do the off-road. If they're running the factory tours, they'll take you through there across the road. Right now, I think they're doing like a Zentrum tour, so it's a guided tour through that museum. And then you end the day getting your car delivered to you one-on-one with one of our delivery specialists, who they are way smarter than I am. They know where all the buttons, the switches, they can use all the voice gestures. I kind of just know how to hop in and drive it. But we are going to take a right-hand turn here, heading towards our Area 3. Now drivers, apart from adding 4 cones for a stop box, we have not changed this course whatsoever. It is still the same course that you guys drove earlier this morning. Now, I'm not not going to really talk about the stop box for right now. We're just going to kind of drive through it and get to our starting line. And then we'll kind of do a lap around more in depth, kind of talking about what the goal and the plan is while we're here. So for right now, everyone just kind of follow me here to the left. And drivers, I know you may have done like an early turn in this morning. I want us to kind of forget about that for right now. Every single time you come in, just come all the way down here to the end, and then make a U-turn around the tall red and white cone here. This just makes sure that those cars stay 100% on the road, and we don't pick up any of the gravel on either side of the road. When your tires are hot, they get sticky, and you put that A onto your tire, but also B onto the road for someone else to pick up that material, and we don't want that whatsoever. Now drivers, the red and white cones here in front of me, this is your starting line every single time. And drivers, I will send you by name from here. I will always say your name, and I'll say, hey, take off, go for it. But your name will always be first. Now, if you ever hear me say the phrase, like, hey, you're good to roll on out, I am 99% of the time talking to the car that'll be to your right in the stop box, drivers. And I'll kind of get more into detail with that once we get there. But for everyone's safety, please never take off from the red and whites unless I've said your name and said, hey, you're good to go, or go for your run, something like that. Now drivers, with the red and white cones, you do have to have your nose here, right? You can't be 20 feet back trying to deep stage, get a little extra acceleration room, but you also don't want to be in front of them, because again, you're going to hurt your ability to accelerate. So just getting your front tires or your front nose nice and close to those red and white cones. For right now though, everyone just follow me on out. We'll do a lap all here together. Now when you take off, pedal to the metal, accelerating, and you'll notice the second I drive through these green cones, that board on the left, it starts going. That means I am on the clock at this point. Now drivers, you don't want to hesitate here, right? That is just time you are throwing away. So you're accelerating, you're looking towards that slalom. If we learned anything this morning with Mr. Andy and Mr. Mike, we have to make a speed adjustment before we get into the slalom. We can't just go full speed into it. So a nice firm amount of brakes as you kind of enter into the slalom here. And drivers, with these red slalom cones, I know they're squishy, they look like they're fun to hit, but this afternoon, they're going to be 2 seconds per cone. That means if you go through here and clear out 3 of them in one lap, that is already 6 seconds worth of penalties tagged onto your time at the very end. And drivers, on a course where in the low 20s is a fast time, just one cone kind of ruins that PR. So make sure that we stay off of the cones, we don't look at them, we don't hit them whatsoever. And with this, drivers, when you exit the slalom, you are greeted with the least straight straightaway you've ever seen in your entire life. Ripping around here, accelerating, but our vision's way out to the right, looking for that tall blue cone. Now drivers, I keep my car right here on the crack, all the way around here, and it tends to work out perfectly that the moment my car is pointed at the blue cones, or the blue cone itself, this is the time I also need to be braking in a straight line. Slowing that car down, and drivers, it is not a gentle braking to a stop sign, it is an aggressive 10 out of 10 brake pressure. Slowing that car down before you take that right-hand turn. Now, that 2-second cone policy still applies to all of the cones around here. It's every single one. So even if you hit like one of those blue and white cones, that's still a 2-second penalty, drivers. And then from here, we're racing up the hill. We're trying to build some speed, squeezing into that power. And drivers, here at the top, I use a speed adjustment again. Just a little stab of the brakes, just to put some weight under my front tires before I ask the car to turn to the left, going down the hill through our chicane. Now drivers, the next thing here, I dare say, is probably the hardest part of this entire exercise. This is when you pick to slam the brakes to come to a full stop inside our stop box. perfect spot because, we come down at different speeds, drivers. You might get a bad exit from the chicane, so you're not going as fast. You can maybe brake a little bit later. Or you might get the best exit you've had your entire life out of that chicane, and that means you got to brake a little bit earlier. So adjusting to that, recognizing those differences, and when you slam those brakes, drivers, use all of them. I promise you, we're not going to send you a bill in the mail for a brake test. We're braking hard, we're holding those brakes, and what it should look like, drivers, is that you get into this box. It is a full stop. You'll hear me say 99.476. Once I have read that time, you then exit the box. Drivers, please do not make that box your new home. That is a good way to make a new best friend, someone flying up behind you, or maybe hurting their time as well. But on the opposite note, drivers, if I don't even get a chance to read the time, you probably never stopped in the first place. So make sure you stop, you hear the time, and then you exit from the box. It's not just a one and done with this. You will get 6 official runs down here, drivers. And because we're only four people, what we're going to do is I'm going to give everyone a practice run. You'll get 1 practice run, then 6 official runs out here. And I am going to do a demonstration for you guys as well, kind of showing you all of it put together. And drivers, with the stop box, the penalties that could be obtained there is if you're partially out, either on the front or the back of the box. This will be 2 seconds added to your time. And drivers, if you're nowhere even near the box, you stopped in a different area code, I'm just going to put a line through that run, like a DNF. Because essentially you crashed out. You didn't finish the run. So make sure you stop in the box. But when I take off here in second, Rick, please do not follow me. You hang tight right there. It gets super exciting when I look back in the slalom and I got 3 cars chasing me. So I want everyone just to stay where they're at. So again, everyone hang tight. I'm just going to do a quick little demonstration run here. I'm definitely on my best time, a 21.024. I'm leaving a little bit on the table there for you guys. Maybe because someone can show me up here. But Rick, you can roll up to the greens for me, or not the greens, the red and whites. Not the red and whites, right? That is my bad. But again, drivers, this first run is just going to be a practice. This is so you can kind of get a feel for what we're looking to do, and then following this, you will run 6 official runs. Now, I want to just clarify again with the stop box. Once you hear the time, please exit out, because once we kind of get into a flow, I might be sending multiple cars at a time. So, again, please don't make that your new home. But Rick, if you are ready, man, take off for your practice run. Getting it stopped for a 25.308. Solid first practice run there. And Corbin, take off. down the hill here. Can you get out in the box? Big brakes for 26378. I'm sorry, 'cause I'm probably going to butcher the name here. Knock off, take off. Coming down the hill, big brakes for a 24702. And when you roll over here, just roll the window down and yell your name out, because I just want to make sure I say it correctly. Eleanor, take off. I would calm down, but just the pass run. Finish strong here. Big brakes, and we're completely out of the box. So just next run on your officials, just adjust your braking point, brake a little harder, a little bit earlier, and we did get that one slalom count. Now drivers, these next 6 runs are going to be our official. And one thing I would like to say about this is that no one has ever run the fastest time ever on their first one, right? So build into it. Try to get a little bit faster, lap after lap, trying to find those points where maybe I can be a little bit better here, maybe a little bit less aggressive here. Make those adjustments as we go through the runs. But everyone take a deep breath, relax here, and Rick, take off your first one. Big brakes, 23667. Okay, take off. Get it stopped. Big brakes, a 25397. And Corbin on that far side, the reason the car kind of wanted to get a little unsettled is when you first went to the brakes, it was super gentle. So meaning that the hardest point you hit it was already in the turn. That's why the car kind of got a little upset. So make sure when you hit them hard to begin with. Okay, take off. Big brakes for a 23865. Eleanor, good for it. Remember, when you come down the hill here, get ready for big brakes. Hit them hard, hold it. 23277. All right, drivers, that is one run under our start belts. 5 more to go here, and try to get a little bit better each run. Rick, take off. And it's now grade 22.814. Corbin, go. A 25.375. Okay, go. A 22.564. Eleanor, go. It's going to be a 23.972. And Eleanor, make sure you make that speed adjustment before the slalom. And then on that far side, the reason the car don't want to get snappy on you is we were off the brakes a little bit early. Was also really try to get that slow release on that far side. Rick, take off. Big brakes, rate 22.378. And Rick, you've improved every run. I love to see that. I want to see that keep happening. Corbin, take off. A 24.578. Okay, pick up. Big brakes, grade 22.212. Eleanor, take off. brakes. So it's a 24.431, but we're hanging out front end. So we're going to add 2 seconds to that. And the drivers, we're halfway through. So it's usually where I like to give a little bit of a motivational pep talk here, right? Now, with this, and we kind of dissect the course, there's not going to be one spot, like one turn, where you're going to make up a whole second. That's just not going to happen. But drivers, if we kind of dissect it a little bit, and we think about being 1/10 of a second, 0.1 of a second faster every single time we turn the wheel, well, that adds up pretty quickly. So try to be in that mindset of trying to be a little bit quicker everywhere. Don't try to just focus on like one spot to try to like get a little bit more speed out of it. Now we got 3 more official laps here. Rick, if you're ready, take off. Corbin, take off. A 23.850, and Corbin say awesome job getting faster every single lap. Akshay, go. Big brakes, rate 22.155. You and Rick keep trying to challenge each other there. You guys keep getting a little bit quicker each run, super close to each other. Eleanor, go for it. Getting it stop using every inch of that stop box at 23.439. Starting our 5th run here. Rick, take off. Big brakes rate 21.503. A solid time there, Rick. Corbin, go for it. A 23.371. Akshay, go. 21983. Eleanor, go. Hitting brakes and I genuinely don't think I could fit the credit card. Like, you're in it, but I mean, that's as much of the box I could have used there. 23317. Starting our final official run to your drivers. Brakes take off. Corbin, go. $23,424. Akshay, go. Hey, 22727. It was that final turn over there. We were just trying to brake late, and the car was like, nope. And Eleanor, go. Hey, 23576. Now, drivers, that does conclude our official laps. No more lap times will count. But I think we have enough time for everyone to do, let's say, maybe 2 more fun runs. Now, one thing I would like to point out is that each of you just did 6 runs, and we did not hit a single cone. So it means when we do these fun runs, it's not, bowling for cones. Please don't just go and wipe them all out. We are going to do 2 fun runs here. So Rick, go for your first fun run. Big brakes, 21532. Corbin, go for a fun run. Big brakes for a 23014. There you go. Big brakes for a 21884. Eleanor, take off. Twenty-three, 283. We got time for one more here. Rick, take off. Like 21629. Corbin, go. I'll fun through that spot. I like it. A 22628. Corbin, where was that during the official ones, man? I'll show you go. We were slightly ambitious on the brakes. You're only about 3 inches outside the front there. So the 21668, but we gotta add 2. We're just hanging out just barely. And Eleanor, take off. The 24261. So drivers, that is going to conclude our time down there. So I'm gonna roll on out and collect this up here. Well, hopefully that was fun. Had a good time. The autocross was a fun one. You get to kind of see what you got on the clock. I'll have all 4 of you following me here. Now, drivers, I am surprised no one took the shortcut with the slalom. I'm going to show you guys the fastest way. This is the fastest way through the slalom. All you got to do as you approach here is just go by it on the left side. Now, there's a couple penalties involved, and you basically get DQ'd, but this is the fastest way through that slalom. Overall, I think everyone deserves to have a pat on the back. I mean, during our official runs and those bonus runs, not a single cone hit. That is very rare that happens. So, I mean, everyone did a phenomenal job. And all of you got faster as well throughout the whole session, which is perfect. That is nicely done. side here, and we're going to make our way back into the paddock. So everyone just follow me. Now, I believe the only thing you all have not done is the rat race. That is going to be our second competition. So maybe ripping around the track was not your thing. Well, the rat race is going to be a DSC off kind of wet exercise where it's kind of oval style racing. You'll be going there with Mr. Mike Renner in those M3s. So everyone's good to follow me here. And then drivers, we'll make a right-hand turn. No need to stop. You can roll right on through there. Now, drivers, one thing that I ask is that you hit the P button for park on the back of the shifter, and that is it. Leave the guard running. We don't want any of those settings changed whatsoever. And drivers, just put them in the park here, hopping on out. If you're ready and you don't want to stay in the cold, you're welcome to hop straight into those M3s to our left or run inside, quick restroom water break if needed.
As we need. So take a minute to adjust the seat and steering positions. And, when you stand on the brake, bend in the knees, seat back fairly upright, hands at 9 and 3, and when you turn the wheel right and left, to get bend in the elbow. Alright, seatbelts on, put them in gear. We're going to go up and do a couple of slow recon laps. We'll give you a couple sessions of practice laps, and we'll have a single elimination to determine the champion. Okay, follow me up the hill. We'll go to our secondary skid pad. Okay, everybody follow me, and if you would listen closely for the next few minutes. Our parking spaces are over to the right, and they're numbered. But for now, everybody follow me. So the direction of travel is always to the right and counterclockwise. We have two starting points on the oval. We have the far side blue cone and the near side green cone. If you're the first car we call out, you're going to bypass the blue cone on the far side. We're going to go all the way around. Just follow me. So if you're the first car, you'll bypass that one. You'll go all the way around and you'll line up with the front bumper even with the green cone. We'll stop right here, pull in one behind the other. Okay, so you probably notice I'm out a ways to the right. There's a reason for that. It's radius. Just like you practice driving the radius on the road course, right? From blue to yellow to blue. That's to straighten the tire and produce more grip. If you hug the cones tight on the inside, when you have to turn for the end of the oval, you're going to put more angle in the tire. If you have more angle, you have less grip. So through the center of the oval, you should be out here to the right. Again, the way it works, we put one car on this side, one on that side, and the distance from the cone is the same over there on the blue cone, right, as it is to the green. We'll line them up. I'll say on your mark, get set, go. You take off, you go as fast as you can. If you make it back to your starting point before the other driver makes it back to theirs, you are the winner. It is a flying finish. So in other words, don't jump on the brakes and stop at the finish line. That could cost you the win. If you spin at any time, the other car wins automatically. Or if you hit a cone, you really shouldn't be close enough to hit them. So the idea is to go as quick as you can. To do that, you have to manage your grip in the tire. If you punch the throttle really hard, the car will spin the tires. Maybe you spin the car. And if you're going sideways, even if you can drift it a bit, you're still losing forward momentum because the car is turning sideways. So it's all about forward progress. If you can go into the turns and not brake, then you're not going fast enough. Use the gas and the brake. In racing, there's very little coasting. You're either on the gas pedal or on the brake pedal. Very, very importantly, your vision. So most of the time, you should be looking in your driver's window where you want to go, not where the car is going, right? You could paint over the windshield and drive this event because your eyes, 99.9% of the time, should be looking in the driver's window where you want to go next. When you're driving, whether it's a road or track, you always want to be aware of not only, where it goes, but how it goes. Currently, we're going up the hill. So what does that mean? Got a little more grip, right? You're being compressed into the pavement. So maybe you're a little more aggressive on the gas. Maybe brake a little later, going uphill. Consequently, going down the other side, the opposite is true. Right? The grip is going away because you're going down the hill. So it'll be a little easier on the gas. Maybe brake a little earlier. All right. Follow me and we'll show you the line a little closer. So again, you should be accelerating. We're looking across our left shoulder into the driver's window. We brake and the car should turn. If it's a struggle to get the car to turn, it's because the driver is giving it the wrong input. You probably showed up at too much speed for the angle you put to the tire. Now, there are only 2 cones on the whole course you should be relatively close to. This is one, right here to the left of my car, and the other one is at the bottom, the corner cone down at the bottom. If you're really tight on the cones, again, not much grip because you have too much angle in the tire. Now, I'm looking in my driver's window, and as I come off the corner, I don't follow the path of the cones. I let the car track out a bit. Open the hands, let it go wider through the center. So we're on the gas, brake, we're looking in our driver's window, and we turn. Big mistake's not braking enough, braking too late, punching the gas, using too much gas with the angle of the tire, and that's a lap. Remember, the car goes where the eyes are. Okay, drivers, follow me. We'll make our way back to the pit lane. When you're parked, please park in your numbered space. Please stay behind the cones. Very importantly, when you come into the pit lane, nice and slow. Again, remember, please leave the cars running at all times. Okay, we are going to start out with a 5-lap practice race. So, Rick, make your way around and you park on the near side. Corbin, we'll go to the far side. Again, Rick, you do not want to follow the path of the cones like you just did, right? There are only 2 cones on the whole course. And Rick, you were right behind me. Where are we lining up, Rick? Yeah, you're on the inside. Where was my car? To the outside, right? Rick, can you hear me on the radio? Yeah. So you're doing what I told you don't want to do, right? Because you put too much angle on the tire. First of all, when you drove around the corner down there, you were hugging the cones from start to finish, following the path of the cone. Now you should be farther out to the right, because that's going to give you the radius going into the turn. Okay, you can start from there. All right, on your mark, get set, go. And stop, 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 stop. So that didn't take too long. The cars have got a lot of power and torque. You can't punch them. Both drivers, listen to me, guys, both of you are following the cones really tight. So remember, there's a cone right there where Rick is. You can be close to that one. But if you're close to the next cone, you got an angle in the tire. All right, so Rick's going to win this one. Corbin, get the car turned around. We'll give you guys some practice laps. Stay right there, Rick. We'll get Corbin opposite of you. So again, guys, remember I showed you the radius. You don't hug the cones tight all the way around. All right, go Corbin. Go Corbin, back to speed. Go Rick. Go Corbin. Go Corbin. Give it some gas. Corbin, you can use the gas, just don't punch it. If you're driving to the left, Corbin, you should be out to the right. There we go. Good job. Corbin, you're following the cones too tight and you're driving down the left side when you should be out in the middle. You should be over by the cone to the outside. Stop, Rick. Corbin, stop right there for a minute. Stop, stop. You see the white cone with the red stripe? You see it? Okay, your car should be just inside that. What you're doing is you're driving just outside the green cone. And what happens is, if you're hugging the cones that tight, when you show up to turn down here, you have to put a lot more angle in the tire. Let's do one more lap. Go, Corbin. Yep, there you go. Go, Corbin. Go, Rick. Both cars back to speed. So you didn't have to brake, which means you're going too slow. If you don't have to use the brake, you're going too slow. Corbin, don't stare out the windshield. Look where you want to go. Just stop where the car's pointed. Okay, drivers, come on in. All right, let's have Hackshaft next to the near side and Eleanor to the far side. Okay, drivers, on your mark, get set, go! Stop, stop. Alright, so Eleanor's going to win it. Get it turned around, we'll give you some more practice laps. really smooth on the gas, and you can't lift off the gas real big either. Okay, go car 3. Go car 3, back to speed. Back to speed. Go Eleanor. Remember, eyes up, gas and brake. Eleanor is carrying some pretty good speed out there. Stop, stop, stop. Alright, so around again, we're going. So you got to be progressive with the gas. You can't punch at it. And I'll give you one more practice lap. Alright, go car 3, Eleanor, stay right there. Back to speed. Okay, all cars going. Look much better, Axaf, and that's pretty good speed. Use the radius. Eleanor doing a good job with the radius. Okay, drivers, come on in, nice and slow. That's better, Axaf. That's much better through there. Using the radius, using the gas and the brake. Slow coming into the pit lane. All right, now we're going to do one more practice group of races. These will be 4 laps before we start for the main competition. And let's mix it up a little bit. You have car number 1 to the near side. And let me have car number 3 to the far. Drivers, on your mark, get set, go, 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 4 laps. Better on the radius there, actually. Better on the radius. Brake is doing a good job also. Good momentum. It's all about momentum forward. Okay, lap 2. Going to be Rick in the lead. Less than 2 to go. Eyes up. 3rd lap. Rick is in the lead. 1 lap to go. To the finish line. Rick is going to take the win. Okay, guys, come on in nice and slow, please. Let's have Corbin to the near side. And let's have Eleanor to the far. Okay, 4 laps, drivers. On your mark, get set, go, go, race is on, race is on. All right, Eleanor is on it, and she's going to lead the first lap. Corbin, you're driving to the left, my man. You need to be out to the right in the middle of the track. You need to let the car go out to the right more. Eleanor leads with 2 laps to go. So out to the right, out to the right. One to go. better. That's better. Stop, Eleanor. Stop for a minute. Give one more lap. Okay, Eleanor, go, please. All right, and Eleanor wins it. Corbin, make sure you're looking to the left. Don't stare out the windshield. Yeah, come on in, everybody. So Eleanor wins it. Okay, now we get into the championship run. Here's the way we're going to do it. First of all, these will be 8-lap races. As long as you don't get too close or you don't spin, we're going to do 8 laps. If you win, you stay out. The winner always starts on the home side. But remember, a spin or if you hit a cone, that is immediate disqualification. Remember, speed all comes from forward momentum and keeping the car moving forward. And once again, we are going to change it up a little bit. Let's have Corbin to the near side. And let's have the Red Rocket, Akshav, in the car 3 to the far side. Again, drivers, 7 laps. The winner will continue. One of the drivers will be eliminated. Good luck to both of you. On your mark, get set. 8 laps, 8 laps. On your mark, get set, go. All right, lap 1 goes to, almost dead even. Don't slow up on the straightaway, Corbin. Pretty much dead even. Straightaway is where you want to find your speed, right? Give it to car 3 by 2 feet, very close. They're working lap 3 of 8. Now car 3 goes into the lead by a fender and a half. Halfway there, 4 laps to go. Car 3 in the lead. Anything can happen. Lap 5. Car 3 in the lead. Corbin is in striking distance, but he's got to pick it up a little bit. Lap 6. Just 2 laps to go. 2 to go. 2 to go. One to go. Car 3 is your leader. Final lap. Who's going to take it? Coming to the line. It's going to be, it looks like, car number 3 takes the win. All right, Corbin, you gave it a good run. Akshav, stay right there for me. Yep, line up on the green cone. That was a good race, guys. Corbin, you were in there for a while for sure. Good improvement, Corbin. All right, let's have Mr. Rick to the far side. Okay, drivers, again, 8 laps here in this second round. Try to drive near the limit of the tire, but don't exceed it, and you'll be fast. On your mark, get set, go! R1 was ready, got him on the start. R3 almost loses it, almost. R1 goes into the lead. Still very early, anything can happen. And R1 has the lead, but I tell you what, R3 made a big comeback. It's close. They're working lap 3. Oh no, R3 sideways is not fast. And now he's going into the lead more. Sideways is not fast. They're working lap 4. This time by, there'll be 4 to go. And car 1 is your lead, but car 3 is right there. And the 5th lap goes to car 1, stretched to lead a bit. Yeah, punching the gas in 3. Alright, this time by, there'll be 2 laps to go. 2 to go, 2 to go. Car 1 is your leader. Coming to the line, 1 more lap, 1 more lap to go. And car 3, you're sideways, my man. They're killing your speed. You can't punch the gas. Alright, coming off the corner for the win is going to be number 1. Alright, Rick, slow down. And Rick, you'll pull up to the green cone. So, good run there, X-Chef, but all good things must come to an end. All right, this is the championship, the final round. Eleanor to the far side. Both drivers have been showing good speed. I think this could be the championship matchup we all been looking for. Remember, 8 laps. Best luck to both of you. This is for the championship. On your mark. Get set. Go, go, go. Race is on. And the first lap goes to pretty close. Car 1 takes it. Eleanor's right there. Second lap goes to Rick. Eleanor is close to fender distance. Working at third lap. Third lap goes to Rick. Eleanor is still in striking distance. This time there'll be 4 laps to go. They're halfway there. Rick, stop. Eleanor spins it, and Rick takes the win and the championship. Alright, Eleanor, good run. Just a little too much there coming off the corner. How about a horn salute for Rick? Alright, good job. Guys, we got just about 5 minutes as a bonus. Anybody want to call anybody out for fun? Have a race? Anybody? Two and three? Okay. Alright, come on off, Rick. Alright, we're going to get Corbin on the near side and X-Shove on the far side. Good job, Rick. Alright, Corbin. Near side, X-Shove to the far. Just for fun, Rick is the champion. Alright guys, we'll do 4 laps. Okay, drivers, on your mark, get set, go, go, go. And the first lap, really close, but give it to the 3 car. Big sideways moment. It's going to take lap 2. Close, but the 3 has it by about 2 feet. Corbin, very close. Third lap goes to third lap. 2 feet in a red car. Final lap. Very close. The race is ending though. Time is running out. Corbin comes back to win it by 3 feet. All right, come on in, drivers. How about a little quick rematch between the 1 and the 4? You up for that, Eleanor? Okay, I thought you might be. All right, Rick, pull it to the near side. Eleanor to the far. Again, just for fun, drivers, this will be 4 laps. On your mark, get set, go, 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 race is on. And the first lap goes to Rick by about 2 feet, very close. So close. All right. Come on in, everybody. I'm going to lead you back to the building. All right. Hope you guys enjoy the rat race. It's kind of fun, right? All right. Follow me, everybody, in order. We'll make our way back. And I see the time run cars are just coming in, so our timing is good. But don't go too far, because right away we'll start the high lap rides with the instructors driving the M3s if you'd like to do that. Just follow me. We'll swing around. We're going to park them as they were in lane 3. This time when you stop, you can turn them off. Make sure you grab all of your items. nice and close, turn them off, grab your items. We'll see you over the canopy to start the hot laps.
There was a day we used to make smoke. They don't let us do that anymore. And we already use 3,000 tires a year. We have a great partnership with Continental Tire, but we use way too many tires.
So do these tires go back now to Continental?
No. Actually, they probably do recycle them straight back to our Continental. When they bring new, they probably take these away. I didn't really think about that, but
How long do you think they generally last?
Slowly, so we can all accelerate on the track.
so I guess we're getting ready to roll here. They just got to make sure everything's clear. Well, just got 4 cars, I guess. So this is one of the terms we learned, of course, in the morning. And cold tires there. So that's what I like with DSL. They didn't help me. Some pit road's part of the track. Sharpest turn on the track. Letting Crest go down. Starting to feel a little heat in my tires. I guess I should have warmed them up. This is another crest you would have learned before we did this. Up here we would actually have a chicane in the track. We'd have to go through an opening.
Oh my god. So good. That part of the track felt so good.
See if this thing's gonna hook up this time. This is a corner. It's difficult. It's a 2 apex corner.
Okay, I see. It's a big.
It's a little exciting in the first turn.
System not much.
Wow, I won't be as quick as you, man. That's
Oh my god.
That was a little too exciting entering the first turn there, but